Okay, we're back. So, thank you very much, OBS. There we go. We're going to be starting a new campaign with Warhammer 3 Total War. Last time we did the Jade-Blooded Vampires Curse of Non-Chung, which was a very nicely made faction. But we're going to be moving on to another one. I have taken the opportunity between that campaign and this one to have a look over the modding Discord and the Steam Workshop for any mods which I might want to add. A number has been added. Let's see. One of which we're going to be playing tonight. Other ones, let's see. There's some which were done recently for like adding. Let's see. I got one for the Celestial Hurricanum, which is for the Empire. Though I think that one might have been added a little while ago. That was for Warhammer 2 to begin with, but don't know when the version of it came out for Warhammer 3. There was, if we go into the races, a bunch of mods made, which add a whole bunch of Skaven lords. We have, it's actually a pack themed around Clan Pestilence at the moment. Let's see, where is it? I don't have all of the mods active, which I would like to have it yet. Yes, it's called Pestilent Brotherhood. And it is done by... This is not what we're going to be playing as, but I just wanted to mention it. It's done by Stratovarius and a bunch of other modders called Pestilent Brotherhood. So it adds Archpontifex Sitch here, Guzk Rotai, Poxtooth Bafowler of Sotek, and also Nurglich, who I've been trying to play a campaign as in my own time, and his start is extremely difficult, because you start next to Lord Skrolk in Lustria, over here. They all actually start around here. One starts over there. The other one... No, he actually starts all the way up there. So, you do start next to Lord Skrolk, but you have very little food to work with. You don't actually have that island, you just have this region here. So, expanding is difficult. And you have a lot of angry lizardmen around here. But yeah, it adds a bunch of other units for the Skaven themed around Clan Pestilence, pus bags, festering rodents and so on. Sort of just clan rats and slave variants of Clan Pestilence themed clan rats and slaves. I think it might... Does it add some other unique units? Mad Rat Ogres. It adds some extra heroes, just like Clan Pestilence themed chieftain and so on. Anyway. What else is there? I think there's a few other factions for...
My challenge?
Norska?
Undeniable.
No. These ones I had in the previous game, I think. This is, a Nurgle-themed lord. Not too much different with him, but he's based off a piece of artwork. Egil Styrbjorn. I don't even remember his name, unfortunately. It's not Olaf Hilmarsson. He's a really chunky lad. That one. I don't think there's any other Warriors of Chaos characters.
The true Von.
Vampire Counts. Dieter Helsnich was in the previous game. That's the faction we played as last. Kislev doesn't have any new ones.
For the Karazhan Corps.
Wars don't. But there's some mods I've added which add little themed heroes. And some other lords which you can't actually choose from here to the dwarf faction. One of them is Helga Longplatz, who is a female dwarf lord from the lore. Who is in there somewhere. But I think you get her from taking Zufbar, or confederating with Karak Zufbar.
As I hold Gal Maraz,
Empire,
I am ready.
they have all of their elect accounts. Tomb Kings Extended have their lords added, as well as all the extra units. Zinch has the Cabal, Egrim Van Horseman, starts all the way up here. Again, another very difficult start. But we also have Albion over here with Morinion, the Murder Queen, and Dural Durak. Morinion starts up here, and Dural Durak starts in Albion. Again, very difficult campaigns, because up here you're surrounded by demons, and Albion, you're surrounded by Norska, demons, and you have to defend Albion from invaders. However, we're going to be playing as the Fimir. You vote Fimir? Well, how lucky. Yes, we're going to be playing as Fimir. This is a faction, OvN Lost Factions, just finished probably a few weeks ago, and have released for Warhammer 3. We've had a look at the Fimir for Warhammer 2. They've made their return from the mod pack to Warhammer 3. Though I haven't played as them yet, so I don't know how they've changed. We have our two lords, Mirg Scatash. Can we get... Oh, right, here we go. Yeah. I get lost in all these little menus. Mirg Scatash, the aged matriarch of the Fimir. We played us last time. Let's see. The Rancor hold Fimir closely aligned with the forces of chaos and benefit from the Eye of the Gods and gifts of chaos mechanics, being able to sacrifice slaves to earn favor and rewards for the chaos gods. Casualties captured post-battle, plus 75%. Hero recruit rank, plus 4 for Fimir Balefiends. Upkeep cost reduction for Fim warriors and Fianna Fim units. Magic resistance increase for them, and casualty replenishment rate increase. You also have... They actually have some new units, which we'll have to go over in the campaign. They start up there, apparently. That's interesting. Up near the Empire. Huh. Rancor hold. I think previously they started down in the swamps down here. That would be quite a different start with Scarbrand and everyone around there. However, you may see we have another lord here, Kroll, which is the one we're going to be playing as, because, ooh, that looks interesting. I don't know the lore behind this. Having arrived in the jungles of Lustria along with her zealous Fimir cultist, All-Mother Kroll plans to ascend even further than her status as Demon Prince by corrupting and using the remnants of the devices of the Old Ones to become a true goddess. Some kind of, like, Cthulhian eldritch monster. Which is in theming with Warhammer, honestly. But yeah, this is a great model for it. I'm not sure what they're using for it. I'm guessing it's based off of the skeleton for the Skaven's Hell Pit Abomination. But it's quite a change up for that. So let's see. Oh, we start up there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, for people who don't know, the Fimir are a ancient race in terms of Warhammer lore, as well as within Warhammer Fantasy Battles, the tabletop game. They've been around for quite a long time. They are a race of cyclopean amphibious creatures about the size of a troll, maybe a bit smaller, certainly more intelligent, who dwell within marshes around the Old Worlds. They have a culture which is kind of revolves around kidnapping of other races for sacrifices to their gods. They are kind of... They're ostensibly chaos aligned, but the chaos gods, having found humans to be much more interesting, have left the Fimir behind So the Fimir have sort of fallen out of the Chaos God's graces. But they want to sort of regain the attention of the Chaos Gods. And take their position back from the humans as being, you know, worthy of the Chaos God's attentions. In later Warhammer Fantasy Battles lore, they really didn't have much of a position. It was more earlier stuff where they had models and all that. I actually have a model here in my hand of a Fimir warrior, which was from the Heroes Quest board game. And I think there was some models done by Forge World of Fimir warriors. Fimir are actually available in Warhammer Total War as a support unit. You can recruit as the Norscan faction, but then modders have gone and made an entire Fimir faction based off of just that little bit. Oh, here we go. Sugnif with the lore. They're the original inhabitants of the world, from before the old ones terraformed the world and killed almost all life in the process, and subsequently made a bunch of new life. Oh, okay, they're that old. But yeah, they're really kind of displaced in the world as it is now. The Cyclopean, they've got one eye, kind of reptile creatures. They have clubs. Most of them have clubs on their tails, which they can use as a weapon. Some of them can cast magic. Most of them, I think, just use brute strength. As a faction here, they have an ability where they are enshrouded by mist, which gives them increased missile resistance, and they have a ambushing tactics because of that. Playing as a faction, they're going to be focused around monstrous units. We're going to have small units of tough creatures making up our front line, along with Boglar, probably a variant of Noblar, which lives in bogs and swamps. A kind of a lesser greenskin for sort of making up the more bulk of our armies. Fimir, the female Fimir can use magic. Right. Yes. Yeah, we're going to be playing as this one because Kroll. I don't know that. Let's have a look at the lore. Kroll, ancient evil, all-mother and matriarch of the bog octopuses, is one of the demigods of the Fimir, all of them demon princes aligned to none of the four powers. Formerly subservient to the dead Fimir god Fimir, the Mudlord, they now follow their own inscrutable paths. Kroll is a terrible beast that has plagued the world's bogs and marshes since well before the arrival of the Old Ones, and she arrogantly claims all swamps as her domain. Much larger than her children, red in colour and with a terrible beak, Kroll has accrued many trinkets, weapons, and magical objects from those who tried and failed to slay her. To think she's a mindless monster would be falling into a terrible trap, for she's a being of great intelligence and cunning. Kroll is worshipped at all levels of Fimir society. The Shirl, I think they're like the slave caste, admire her nest-building abilities. The Fim are impressed by her raw strength, deadly flailing arms, and armor-piercing beak. I believe Fim are more the warrior caste. The tradition of carrying two weapons by the Fim nobles stems from Kroll. The Merg and Dirach are equally impressed by the quiet intelligence and cunning of Kroll. Kroll is as comfortable in saltwater as she is in freshwater, and she is respected by coastal and inland Fimir alike. I wonder whether that means that we could go for the Maelstrom and try to take that from Count Noctilus. That'd be neat. Okay, so what faction abilities do we have? Erect temples in Kroll's name at province capitals to increase her mass, armor, and weapon strength by 5% each time, along with powerful ally army bonuses and positive diplomatic relations with the Fimir. Minus 15% upkeep for bog octopuses, fog shrine of Balor, and demonomaniacs units. Okay. Sea lane journey duration minus 1 turn faction wide. Underworld sea travel time minus 1 faction wide. Underworld sea travel time. Oh, I guess that's like a beast path movement. Growth plus 15%, plus 15 all provinces, 10% casualty replacement rate, and immune to high seas, reef, and storm attrition. Cool. Minus 50% upkeep for bog octopus units. 15 melee attack when fighting at sea. Minus 5 enemy leadership. And 10% missile resistance for Chaos Furies. Oh, we can get those. Swamp Demons, Bog Octopi, Fen Beasts, and Demonomaniac units. I hate that word. Demonomaniac units. There we go. Demonomaniacs. Yeah, I know. It's the extra O in there. Anyway, enough talk. Let's start playing this. I could talk for half an hour before we actually start the game. Hey, there's some old artwork. Looks like it's a Fimir attacking Skaven. That's kind of like the model I have here. I was going to finish up painting this, but I never ended up doing so. Poor Fimir. It doesn't look like what they look like in the game. The Hero Quest Fimir are very upright. Kind of like what's in the picture there. The ones in-game, they're much more hunched over. Big Fimir fanboy. I couldn't tell. It's nice that these lesser-known factions and races in Warhammer Fantasy battles are getting attention and fleshed out in Warhammer Total War. That's nice. Because over the years, there's been a lot of stuff, and a lot of things have been sort of left on the back burner. Kind of indefinitely. So, you can have these factions have their moment to shine. Like the Norse Dwarves. Not that the Dwarves never lacked for attention, but the Norse Dwarves never really got fleshing out in Warhammer. What else would there be? The Amazons, they haven't been expanded on yet. The Border Prince factions, I guess. They were always an area for, like, RPG, but, or for the tabletop role-playing, but not really an army. Then we have Kislev and Cathay. Can't forget them. Cathay in particular, that as a whole faction created by Creative Assembly off of very little lore. And now it's an entire faction with 2 lords. Wow. I would never have thought of it when I was playing Warhammer back in like 2006. Hey Wex, how's it going? The best Warhammer Fantasy roleplay adventure you ever ran was a homebrew murder mystery where the murderer turned out to be a Maeg. Maega? Okay. Interesting. I'm guessing that's a type of Fimir. How's it going, Wex? You're just in time for start of a Fimir campaign. So, let's see. We start in Monument of the Moon. This is previously where Silostra Diafin started. Dilfan? But she starts all the way up here now. Or like over here or something? She actually does pretty well up there. We have ogres here. I played as these ogres. If you have Mixu's Unlocker to play as any faction, I do recommend these ogres. It's quite an interesting campaign. It's stuck on this little peninsula, and you have to raid the surrounding regions. There's nothing special to them. They're just a flat base ogre faction. The Sharktooth tribe, but no, it's an interesting start. But yeah, we're here with a giant octopus. Let's see. So what have we got? Fanatics of Kroll. Okay, that's our abilities. Apotheosis of Kroll. Trifling God. In a quest for godhood, Kroll gives bonuses to her personal army and a diplomacy bonus with all Fimir. We got no temples constructed. No bonuses from Apotheosis. No bonuses to Kroll's personal army. And, yeah. Okay, so there's 4 levels we can get. We're on level 1, Trifling God. Then there's Renegade God, Patron God, and God of the Depths. Which is 20 or more temples. Okay. Let's have a look. What skills have we got? 10% missile resistance. That Might of the Swamp. 10% weapon strength. Extra armor. Spell resistance. Campaign movement range and ambush success chance. And we've got these abilities. Let's see. Mother of 1,000 young. That sounds familiar. I'm sensing some inspiration here. Ever the nurturing mother, Kroll's love for her children has no bounds, as she devours foes, all those she considers her progeny. Fimir, bog octopi, and others are fed the regurgitated remains and revitalized. Ah, lovely. I hear the magpie babies in the backyard getting fed by their mothers every now and then. It's quite funny, because you'll hear them going, wah, 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 and then suddenly you hear them go, wah, wah, because they get force-fed by the mothers. Sorry. It just came to mind then. It's like, oh, the birds sound so lovely, and then you just hear, like, them getting forced fed. Moving on. Let's see. Effect intensity increases by each enemy unit in range, with leadership wavering or lower, and replenishes hit points on combatants. Okay, so it's a light heal and a light power recharge. Okay, okay. Nameless thing. 20 extra armor, 20% unit mass, and 15% missile resistance. Oof. Up from 35. She's got 20 physical resistance, 35 and 25 missile resistance, and then was that's an extra 15 to 40%. And then you've got, do you have another one over here? No. Okay. Usually they... Oh, no, you do. Aura of Chaos. Another 10% there. So that would lead up to 50% missile resistance. Terrible Tentacles. Constriction. Contact effect. Damage over time. Okay. And 50 armor piercing weapon damage. Bog Matriarch. 16 charge bonus for Bog Octopus units. 12% speed. Can't imagine they'd be very fast. She's got 50 speed. That's actually... That's pretty quick. And 10 melee attack for Chaos Furies, Swamp Demons, Bog Octopi, Fen Beasts, and Demonomaniac units. Totally lost Shub Niggurath, yeah. A goat mother. Brood Mother. What's this do? Passive ability. Direct damage. Uses 2. Damage per second is not enough. Summons a bog octopus hatchling. Kroll will inoculate one of her spawn into a random enemy unit with low health, destroying it instantly. Causes damage to combatants. Summoned units degrade over time. Well, they won't, because I don't have that. I have a mod which stops that. But, okay, so it's just... Units' hit points go below 20%, and they're not Lord or Hero, they die, and then it spawns Octopi. Great. Demon Princess of the Fimir. Whatever the truth of her origins, it is the fact that Kroll is now a creature of the Empyrean, and that worship and sacrifice dedicated to her greatly empower her physical manifestation. Beholden to none of the four, Kroll plans to eventually reach her own apotheosis as goddess of the Fimir. -3 wound recovery time. Immune to contact effects. Fulcrum of worship. Affects allies in range. Effect intensity increases with each nearby entity death. Oh, okay. So the more kills which are around her, it's like sacrifice, and she gets more powerful. That's cool. A mix of her own lore. Spirit Leech, Tide Call, Kiss of the Deep, Soul Blight, Fog of the Damned, Evasion, Earthing, Magical Reserves, Kraken's Pool, and the Purple Sun is Zerus, and Arcane Conduit. Okay. Red Tree looks pretty much the same. We've got Fight or Die at the end here. Rat Marcher. The Blue Tree looks pretty much the same as usual. Sport of Chaos for the end for unit experience gain. Upkeep reductions there. 4% casualty replenishment there. Another 5% there. Movement range. Increased experience gain. 20% for units when fighting against the forces of order. Slaves gain from battle. 10%. You get Lightning Strike as a crossing ability. And Ruination. Okay, yeah, the increase to attrition suffered when sieging. Ambush success chance increase. Okay, okay, cool. Yeah, it's a good selection of spells. Single target damage, group damage with armor piercing capabilities, a little damage over time. That's like a very, very small amount of damage, but it's whenever you're casting. Nice debuff. Another nice debuff. Yeah, they debuff two different things. Kraken's Pull, that's a pretty good damage over time vortex. And it also, I think, slows units down. And Purple Sun is Eros. Another vortex. But a moving one. Yeah. Okay. Units, what have we got? Icky. The Boglar Shaman. I like his little mushroom hat. Oh, he's adorable. He's got like fins on his suit. It's actually the reminds me of the blue minions from Overlord. He's like a little mushroom staff too. What have you got? A Moorhound. Okay, he gets a giant wolf as a mount. Madcap mushrooms. You have some of the spells of the Law of the Little War. Tide Call as well. Itchy Nuisance. That's nice to have. Fog of the Damned 2. Kraken's Pull. And Curse of the Bad Boon. Ooh. Okay. So another Vortex spell, which has that, which has another nice debuff on it. Melee defense and armor reduction. And Arcane Conduit. Scouting. Spread Corruption. Steel Technology. Wounds. Block. Okay. Yeah. Cool. What else do we have? Shirls. The Slave Caster Fimir. Yeah, these come in units of 120. I think that's more than they were last time. They're smaller than the other Fimir though, but that's... Unit size seems quite a bit larger, though I am playing on huge unit size now, not large. Vanguard deployment, they're expendable. From the Mists, here we go. All Fimir units have this. Where their leadership is 50% or higher, they have 20% missile resistance. Shell Scouts, these ones have javelins. Despite having no depth perception, the Fimir are pretty good at throwing javelins at enemies. These are sort of anti-large missiles. We have a Bog Octopus. 50 speed. It's the same speed. Let's see, compared to Kroll, they've actually got quite a lot of health. Oh, it's a single entity unit. Okay. Causes terror, 25% missile resistance. Yeah, okay, it's not actually that far behind Kroll, but Kroll's going to get more and more powerful the more temples we create for her. Fen Beasts, I think Albion gets these units as well. They're, yeah, they're kind of a regenerating construct. Like a mixture between Chaos Spawn and the Treekin. Missile resistance, they cause fear. They have higher leadership when magic is higher. Winds of magic is high. Yeah, they're kind of weak. They're weak to fire. Vanguard deployment too. And we've got Fianna Fim, which are like, yeah, our elite warriors. 16 in unit, 16 in number, but they have high armor. Pretty good leadership, sundering armor and magical attacks. 42 melee defense, 34 melee attack, 90 weapon strength with 64 armor piercing. I think they're dual wielding. And 25 charge. They also have front and miss, they cause fear, Vanguard deployment. Yeah. So, pretty good. Let's see. Oh, it starts as a level 3 settlement. We got Boglars there. No. Let's see. Okay, so that gives us 200 extra gold. What have we got here? Blessed Swamps. Plus 10 control, 10%, 10 growth faction wide, and 10 chaos undivided corruption. Shell lodgings, fetid bog, moorhounds and chaos furies, swamp demons. Those are new units. What's that? Nookie lavies. Nookie lavies? That's a new unit. Bog beast raiders. I think those are new too. Or were they? I think they were on like lizards before, but I think the models changed for them. Yeah, they used to be on something which was like the salamanders for the lizard men, but I think the model's been updated. I remember them being pretty good. They had a very good charge. 67, yeah. Shells, Shell Scouts, Fimir Fim Warriors with great weapons and Fim Warriors. Veterans Quarters. Finmore. Fim Mistmore. And Finmore. Fianna Fim with great weapons. Then we have Apprentice Cells, which gives Balefiend apprentices, and Balefiends, which come with Lore of Fire, Lore of Death, Lore of Beasts, and Lore of Shadows. Nice variety. Fen Beasts, Bog Octopus are all the way up there. Binding Circle, Bog Shrine of Balor, and Demonomaniac. Oh, okay, that's basically a Fimir with a demon in it. Garrison building. What about here? Interesting, our buildings gain bonuses when we have certain numbers of slaves. Faction slave capacity plus 100. Oh, it actually says up there 1,000. Okay. Plus 3% casualty replenishment, growth increase. What's this give? Okay. So it gives melee attack bonuses in the region. Increases chaos corruption. Slave count decreases the higher you build this and the more slaves you have. Okay, we're getting money. Income increase. Control. Nomad post. Oh, interesting. That actually generates slaves. When slaves lower than 1,000 at the start of turn, you get 20. And income from trade tariffs plus 5%. Okay, so I guess I'll get 50, 150, 300. I'll get the slave pens, and we will get... It's neat that we get Chaos Furies. They're very low on the demon demon sort of hierarchy, so it makes sense that we'd be able to at least get them. They're basically just like wild fauna. What else? We've got regiments of renown. We'll look at them later. We can recruit some ogre bulls. Sure. Why not? And some bogler. Yeah. Hey. Come on, ogres. Join the squiddies. Or not the squiddies, the octopuses. Well, Kroll's huge. We don't even have to fight the battle. She's already gone and eaten the Ihab the Grave Shaker. Nom. Oh, let me go and update this. Okay. There we go. I just add the faction which I'm playing as to the ticker on Twitch. Because I try to keep it a surprise until it actually starts. And also because I make my... Not at all because I make my mind up as I'm at the menu. Showing all the factions off. I plan things. He lies. Okay. Let's see. Oh, nice. Yeah, our entire army gets Vanguard deployment. Okay, Bogtopus over there. Kroll over there. You are pretty large.
The spells of death.
Do we have anti-large? Kroll's actually anti-infantry. You're anti-large. The Fen Beasts... and the Ogre Bulls... Okay. There we go. Let's have a look at these models. There's Kroll. Yeah, she is sufficiently large. I like that she's got like little crowns and all that on her tentacles. And some, yeah, like some magical shells and all that. That's cool. Because it mentioned that she'd been collecting all these artifacts and all that. Kind of reminds me of a, Pretender chassis from Dominions. Got like a little bracelet there. There's her eye. Okay, let's have a look at these shells. Yeah, they've changed in their appearance. I think they used to have like some robes and all that on their body, but now they don't have any got anything there at all. I think it's because they had like a hole in their texture at the back here. But it looks like it's been filled in if it was there. But yeah, they're really weeny. Compared to the Fianafim? Yeah, Fianafim. They have large tusks and actual armor. And their two clubs. And their big club tail. We've got our Ogre Mercenaries over here. I have a mod installed which makes the ogres have grey skin. It's just a visual change, but back when the Ogre Kingdoms was made as a faction, was fleshed out as a faction for Warhammer Fantasy Battles, the original models were painted with a grey colour to their skin, which I rather like. And later on it was changed to a more sort of flesh colour, but I liked the grey, so I got a mod which made them grey in colour. It just makes them look a bit more like, oh, they're different species, or different race. Yeah, different species than just being like large humans. So Bogtopus. Yeah, okay. Oh, this one's just got like a gaping maw instead of a beak. Nice, nice. We've got the shells with the javelins over here. It'll be interesting to see them firing, because a lot of the issues with making a Fimir faction was there's only so many animations which they can work off of. So having a ranged unit like this, they had to make or pair animations from other units to the Fimir skeleton for them to be able to throw them. These were present when I played the Fimir last in Warhammer 2. So they probably just used the same one as from there, but we have the Fen Beasts. As I said, they're like a mixture of a Chaos Spawn and Dreekin. And basically a construct made out of mud and trees with regeneration. Anything else? Got our little Boglar shaman. I do like his mushroom hat. Very stylish. Okay. Oh, and we've got Beastmen over here, of course. Gauls. Minotaurs. Some really dark looking metal on them. And their Minotaur Lord, or the Doom Bull. So, yeah, they might have some other units hidden over there, but, yeah.
Shifting.
Okay, so the shells, yep, they're just fodder. Just throw them into the enemy. Oh, they leave slime trails. Hey, ogres, get over there. Hey, we can give sneaky salmon to our chills.
When do we eat?
Yeah, that totally is the Hellpit Abomination skeleton they've built that off of. Works very well. There's a giant octopus. Just slamming all over the battlefield. Go on, go get him. What? They haven't fled over there?
Great Simon!
Nasha Wushra!
Oh, look at the little one. It's having fun bounding all over the place. Oh, the Lord's actually still going.
All right! I'll give him a clear!
Ow, they actually hurt that octopus a fair bit. Oh, what's this? Cursed mist. Huh. Oh, but that goes up as we kill units. Okay. So we can cast a debuff on enemy units. No! Leave it alone. They're too large, we can't shoot them. I think some of our Fimir warriors can have anti-large. Why is your melee defense down? Because you're wounded? No. Poison? Oh, dazed. Okay. Nope, there we go. And battle. Yeah, 60 losses, mostly on our shells. That's fine. Warherd of the Famine Fiend. Ooh, I think that's another modded faction for the Beastmen. That's oh boy, there is a beastman, which has a skull for a head and spreads plague everywhere. I forget the name. I might have... Did I do a campaign as them? I don't think so. Yeah. Pretty fun campaign for what I remember. Your lord passively spreads plagues everywhere, so you can be a right pain to the enemy. Let's see. Oh, nice. Our enslaved captives is also our replenishment one. Sacrifice. Kill the captives. Ooh, 100 experience for 4 turns. That's nice. Usually that's only 1 turn. 4 turn makes it a bit more appealing. We get a scepter of stability. Ah, we'll enslave. We need these slaves. Okay. We can capture more casualties. And nice. What's the lord I'm thinking of for that faction? Beastman. This one. Moloch Slugtongue. That's it. Yeah. A, Beastman lord based around just spreading plague everywhere. Let's see. We'll take Sneaky 7. And on you... we'll get Route Marcher. Oh, am I going to have a stream again sometime when I try indie and other pixel shooters? Oh, you mean like the demo streams I did in the past? Maybe. It's not something I'd really planned to do again. It's just sort of something where I was like, oh, I didn't have too much time to do a full playthrough, so I just had to look at a bunch of ones which had caught my eye over time. I mean, sure, I guess it's possible. I'd have to find a bunch of other games which pique my interest, as it were. As I've said before, there's a bunch which I'm interested in, but I'm sort of waiting for them to be fully released before I play them, like Cultic, Krot. Supplies was one which I played last time, and that was enjoyable, but that hasn't been fully released yet. There was another one, like something of the Caliph, which looked quite neat. I think it was inspired by Catacombs 3D. There might have been another one which was based off of Catacombs 3D. I would have to check my wish list on Steam, because I think I have them listed on there. Ooh. Research tree. Okay, hold on. Let me just, I'm sorry, I get terribly distracted. Just want to check my Steam wish list, because if I tried to think of something, I would prefer to get the name right. Okay, Wrath Aeon of Ruin, that's in early release, but I'm waiting for that to be released completely. Gloomwood, again, it's in early release. Cultic is actually released, but I think they're doing it by each chapter. So I kind of want to wait until it's all the chapters are released, even though, you know, a chapter is a complete game. Supplies, it's got a release date of 31st of March. Wizardom, that is not released yet. That's one which I was looking at, inspired by like Heretic and Catacomb 3D. That doesn't have a demo out yet. And it doesn't have a date for when one will come out. Islands of the Caliph. That's got a release date of 2023. Again, no demo out. I played Hands of Necromancy. And there was another game, Thunder Helix, which is like a... it's like a modern version of one of those helicopter action games from the 90s, which looked quite neat. I might actually link that in chat. People don't know that one. There we go. But again, this doesn't have a demo out, but it was something which was like, hey, that looks pretty neat. So, but yeah, Rot's on there as well. Cult of the Lamb is on there, is on my wish list as well, but that's out. I don't know. I was watching some people play it, and it seemed like a neat game, but not as much sort of long-term content as I might have wished. It's I know very few games are to the extent of Binding of Isaac, but it could maybe have done a little bit more in that. Like Desert Strike. Yes! Thank you. I played very little of those games. I remember one I played, which was in the jungle, and the trees used to shoot at you. But I don't remember which game that was in particular. Or is that Desert Strike? Hang on. Desert Strike's more of the top-down 2D helicopter game, isn't it? This is a 3D one. I guess similar in style and like mission objectives and so on, but Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, Soviet Strike, Urban Strike, and Thunder Strike 2. Yeah, I think some other people I was watching had been doing playthroughs of those. Look. No, I can't remember who it was at the moment. But yeah. Let's see. So our tech tree, what have we got? Blood rituals. 20 growth. Despoilers. Extra income from raiding and sacking. Looters. Income from post-battle loot, 25%. More campaign movement range. Inhuman resilience. Minus 50% attrition suffered from casualty suffered from all attrition. More casualty replenishment rate. Tyrannical rule. Control 3. Slave labor. Construction time reduction. More income. Capacity increase and control. And more slaves per turn. Slave cast. Okay, so this is improving unit stats. Melee attack and defense increase. Oh, we've got death quests still. I don't see them in here. Shell scouts, Fim warriors, Boglars, swamp demons. No, I don't see them in here. They're probably in a building which can only be built in the capital, since this area doesn't actually have a capital region. Extra ammunition, upkeep reduction, armor increase, and so on. Strength. What's this? Natural magical talents. Oh, okay. Increasing the amount of ammunition and such for Bale Fiends. And they have army ability, Fog of Fimmel. Speed increase, snipe, stalk, unspottable. Ah, nice. Okay, yeah, so you could just shoot at the enemy without them being able to see you. How long does that last for? 43 seconds. Cooldown of 90 seconds. Dark Sorcerers, Masters of Mist. Summons a pack of feral bog beasts. A more campaign movement range and ambush success chance. Spell resistance, 15%. Is that for all units? It's pretty nice. Bottom of the food chain. Bonus versus infantry, +3 for Boglars and Hounds. Replenishment increase for Shells and Film Death Quests. And speed increase for Boglars. Loyal Servants. Cavalry. Things from the swamp. Marsh Colossi. Upkeep reduction for Bog Octopus, Fog Shrine of Balor, and Demonomaniac units. What's this? Mutated chromatophore. Oh, right. Because they camouflage, I guess. Through dark magic, a bog octopus's pigmented cells can be further mutated, giving the beast a way to hide in any environment. Okay, so the bog octopus just gets stalk. What's this? Kroll's Ascension. You require a temple. Leadership increase, chaos undivided. Physical resistance increase. Control and speed increase. Weapon strength and leadership increase. Afterthoughts of siege. 9%. Cooldown, research rate, and miscast base chance increase. Okay. I like that each of these research for the, and also give bonuses based off of the, holy symbol for, the holy number for that Chaos God. Except for the control one, of course, for Slaanesh. Plus 6 control would be a bit much. But yeah. What about over here? Oh, what's this one? In the Eye of the Gods. All armies get rage. Okay, very nice. Plus 6 chaos, undivided corruption, faction wide. Plus 5 leadership. Slave empire. More slaves per turn. Income from all buildings 50%. Casualties captured post-battle plus 25%. Fimir superiority. Melee attack increase, upkeep reduction, leadership increase, melee defense increase, magical enhancements. Warp, fireball, and wind blast for all lords and heroes. 15% ward save for all lords and heroes. Masters of the Fen. Missile resistance 20%. Recruitment cost 25%. And 15 melee attack for Boglars, Moorhounds, Swamp Demons, Nukkalavis, Bog Beast Raiders, and Bog Octopus units. The units can become quite powerful by the end of this. I'm going to get, I think, the control, tyrannical rule. Because we've got -4 at the moment. And, let's see. That's collected income and difficulty level. Okay. Where do we need to go? Pahwaks, Swamp Town, Shrine of Soltec. Okay, those regions. Do we attack the greenskins or the humans first? The humans are located up here as well. Well, the greenskins are down here.
The nation calls.
Skeggy's a large settlement. Pahok still looks like a large capital, even though it's not. Let's go there, and then we can go up here. We might have to move down here to attack the High Sentinels. But go deal with the greenskins. We'll recruit some Boglars. Okay, can I recruit any heroes from here? No. Okay. Seems the Slash's Keep review score is tanked. I think I know that game. Is that the sort of let's see. The sort of roguelite game with a cartoony stylings to it? Yes, it is. Okay. What's the problem with it? Because I remember that being rather interesting. Maybe it just hasn't had updates for a while. Hmm. I mean, looking at the reviews, there just hasn't been that many at the moment. So it's sort of saying, well, there's been like 10 reviews, 3 of them have been negatives. So there's a mix over the last month or so. One person was mentioning that progression in it is maybe a little, like, the game gets a bit too difficult too quickly compared to what equipment you get and so on, but I can maybe have a look at that. I've watched other people play that. It seemed interesting, though I didn't see too far into it. It did appear quite difficult. Ugh. Oh. You tried the Gloomwood demo, but you weren't too impressed by the gameplay, so you dropped that from your wish list. Okay, okay. I was actually looking at a bunch of games a while back, like a week back ago, when Steam had its sales on. I guess they still do, but... And a bunch of pirate games, which I was looking at. I think I ended up getting Sea Dogs, though I haven't played it yet. It's kind of like Mount and Blade, but with pirates. If being a bit janky. But there was another one I got called Buccaneers, which seemed interesting with its visual style. But I played it a little bit, and it really didn't offer too much. So I ended up asking for a refund. The only refund I've asked for so far from Steam. But it just seemed like, I don't know. I just thought maybe it could offer a bit more than what it was. So. Oh well. So what do you have here? Greenskins. Spears, war boys. Apparently Chaos Furies are ranked higher than the Moorhounds. They do have better stats. But they have the same upkeep. And the same unit cost. Oh, well, okay. Never mind. I will just get one unit. I'll have to look through the usual YouTubers I watch to see any other games which have come up recently, which I might want to have a look at myself. Icarus lives for the most part. Does good reviews. Let's see, heard of this one. War Pips. No, I haven't. Like a Command and Conquer and another game called Nexus Wars, which I haven't heard of. Okay. Seems like a, sort of like a small-scale RTS-style game? Hold on. Let me do this. Let me get you back over the border, and we'll finish recruiting our units. Yeah, maybe we can get some of these swamp demons. I can't do both of them, so we'll get Chaos Furies. And I think we'll leave it at that for the moment. We get bottom of the food chain. The bonus versus inventory will help our bold glass against the greenskins. Okay, get the moorhounds. Okay. And just in turn. Spend a few turns recruiting units. I remember another... let's see. I remember Griffin God was playing a game a while back, which was kind of like what that War Pips was like. Was it made by Petroglyph? It was like 8-bit fighters or something like that. I think there's a whole range of different themes for it, but there was like, you know, modern warfare themed RTS style with pixel styling 3D graphics. What about this one? Disdain. Oh yes, that seems very much like Quake. That shotgun is basically exactly like Quake. I was wanting to do some more Quake, but there wasn't any what's it called? There wasn't any what's it called? Halloween packs done this year. When I looked, at least. Where? 8-bit armies. Yes, that's it. Seem pretty well regarded. I don't know whether it grabbed my attention enough, but... yeah, this... let's see, Disdain. This is... it's kind of amazing how similar to Quake that looks. Oh hey, greenskins, you actually hopped out of your camp. All according to my cunning plan. Get octopused. I think it tries to be red alert. I mean, Petroglyph, hey, if anyone's going to be making games based off of Westwood's games, then Petroglyph has that right. It's a good formula. I guess maybe I'd wish for a bit more innovation sometimes. Because I'm saying that as someone who more enjoyed like Age of Empires than Red Alert. Not that Red Alert is not a good game, but I think I kind of always liked the slower pace of Age of Empires, where a game could take an hour or so, instead of Red Alert or StarCraft or so on, where games would take like 15 minutes. Don't talk to me about competitive Age of Empires 2. That can still take quite a long time, from what I understand.
When do we eat? Please raw chaos.
Anyway. Oh, interesting. We don't have Vanguard deployment. Is that only in our own province?
I'll smell ya.
Pen Beast over there. We get the Fianna Fim there.
Out, boys!
Ogres over here. Our Chaos Furies here. You there. You there.
Great shaman!
Husky Dawas! Stargoof!
I'm the best!
Okay. Let's see. Actually, you could go up here. So, orcs will be arrayed probably over here.
I'm young!
Ah, yeah, there they are. Because the AI likes hanging around where their reinforcements will come in on the map. So yeah, Chaos Furies. These are not unique to us. Again, they're just like lesser demons. They're quite ugly. What about these, marsh hounds? Huh, interesting. Oh, they've got like Charybdis heads. I was like, where are their eyes? But no, they've just got like a fanged maw with these big like mandibles. They've got all this plant matter on them, and yeah. Hey, cool. Do they have aquatic? Yes, they do. Nice. Okay. Cool. Okay. Come on. A bit game for some reason reminds me of Zed Steel Soldiers. Yes, I know what you mean. That actually came to mind when I was looking at it myself. I think I've watched Kikoskia play Zed before. It seemed interesting, very kind of weirdly hands-off. You just sort of give suggestions for your units and then you just sort of watch them do it. But I would have to, I think, watch some more before I really understood what was going on, but seemed like a fun game to have a go at some point. Very difficult for what I understand, though. As well as having a rather peculiar sense of humor. There are two games. The original one is from like 2000. Yeah, you know, I don't actually know what platform the original was on. I wanted to say it was on something like the Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis, but I didn't play those consoles, so I wouldn't know. Or definitely. Sorry. PC also had a 3D version. Okay. Hey, where's your lord? Somewhere. Oh, there it is. Let's have a look. Yeah. Blarg. Come on. This way. Oh. Ah. God, tentacle beast.
Chaos God.
Oh wow, they actually caused my units to flee over there?
Hungry.
The one that seems to be a port of the Android version for 2014 had poor reviews. I probably would play the original version, emulated or otherwise.
Right, shaman!
I don't know much about the sequel to it though. That's when I'm talking about it, I'm thinking of the original one. Steel Soldiers, yes, that would be it. No, hang on. No, yeah, because the original game, I think it's just called Zed. And then that one is the sequel, is what I'm reading from that? I don't know. Confusing. Come on. Bleh. I like the little glowy stone they've got Kroll holding onto. Okay. If we're getting into deep into like games like that, which I'd be thinking of doing, I remember there was a bunch of like, oh, let's see, there was some Army Men games, the plastic Army Men games, which I remember playing, which were interesting at the time. They probably wouldn't hold up very well now, but I think there was one of them which was pretty good. There was another game kind of like them where, let me think. It was like you played as a faction of colored dudes, like purple or something, and you had a limited amount of resource to draw from to like create more of the dudes from like purple goo or plastic or something. But I don't remember anything more about it than that. I would have to do a search to see whether I can find it. Again, this might not be a very good game, but I think it was like an RTS. It was like one of those RTS games where it's more about producing units from structures you had from the beginning, kind of like Zed, than one where you like build up a base. Can't remember whether it took place in like a bedroom or something like that. The Army Men once did. We'll get Fogger the Damned. And you can get... Spirit Leech and Tide Call. That'll be useful. And research. We'll get blood rituals. And we'll get tangled swamps, and we'll upgrade the dungeon. Enter. You played the demo of Zed on stream a bit back. Oh, okay. I might have seen that. Yeah, it's like an interesting game. I enjoy your perusal of demos, Wex. It's brought some games to me which have piqued my interest. I remember Warwind was like that. That was an interesting game. Sadly, didn't really do it enough for me, but it had some interesting concepts in there. It's always fascinating, just watching different people, and sort of everyone's got their own like groups of demos and games which they know of, which they can pull from. There was another YouTuber I watch called Late Blight, who did a Christmas stream, and he went through a bunch of demos and games which people suggested in that. So there's like a Red Baron World War I fighting air combat game, like some adventure games as well, and there was a weird Scrooge game which was quite bizarre. Try DOS version of Zed, that is. I probably would try that one. Looked into DOSBox or RetroArch or DOSBox Pure. It was very, very easy to set up that way. Okay. I don't think I've had too much trouble playing around with DOSBox when I've wanted to set up games for it. Some of them have been a bit more fiddly, but I think DOSBox has a lot of like... it's pretty good with compatibility now, from the get-go. I think a lot of what I use it from is for GOG games, and it becomes sort of set up for them. DOSBox Pure can even load games for a zip file. Oh, okay, that would save with having bits left all over the place. Though I think I tend to keep them all into a single, like, GOG folder or DOS folder. What else was there? I wish I kept more of my floppy disks, because I had a whole bunch with, like, I mean, I still have a whole bunch of them, but I feel like I've lost some over the years. And I'd get these demo discs from the news agents, and they would have like three shareware games on them, and even if I don't have a floppy disk drive to load them from, I could still read the labels on them to get some ideas from. This is where that Christmas stream I watched of Late Blight comes in, because I tormented him with a platformer I've actually done on stream myself, and I used to play, called The Jetsons by George Not Again, or something like that, and it is a horrible game. Don't play it. It is a terrible platformer. It handles bad. It's a miserable experience. I tried to find some other people playing it to see whether anyone was able to finish it, but I don't think I found any videos of anyone finishing it. It just... No, what's it called? The Jetsons by George in Trouble Again. That's it. I mean, just put the Jetsons DOS game and that's it. There's not that many. But yeah, don't play it. It's not good. And I'm not saying that ha ha. It's just, it is. There's mechanics in it. You wanted to play Interstate 76 again, but it's not properly running anymore on modern systems, not even a GOG version. Oh, okay. And this kind of like a, I remember LGR going on about Pod, and how that game is very finicky to get working on systems, because it's like very specific on the drivers and so on it requires. Can you break down walls? No. I'd have thought you could, considering how big you are. Oh well. There we go. Oh yeah. What's your firing animation like? Hey, it's actually pretty good. Well done, modders. Oh no! They're killing off all of my furies. My poor furies. Box for Interstate 76 is one of the Nitro Riders. I don't think I've ever played that. I don't even really have a good image in my mind of what the game is. I think it's a racing game of some kind from the name. Racing games I played were pretty much Need for Speed 2 SE, Monster Truck Madness 2, and Wacky Wheels. Auto combat simulation. Oh, like Twisted Metal or Carmageddon or something like that. There was that one that Ross from Accursed Farms did. What was it called? It was like the sort of punk rock dystopian cyberpunk setting one. From a bit back. Let me have a look. Twisted Metal, but Interstate has a more serious twist to it, stories and gameplay wise. Yes, Twisted Metal is sort of, and it's not serious at all. It's just. Let's see. What was the game which I was thinking of? No, it's more recent than that. Oh, no, actually, aside, there was a game which he did play, Killing Time. That one looked interesting. I think that was a PC release, as well as a, like a CD, something or other release, the console release as well. Let's see, Enshroud, Raid. Ooh, okay, we're getting a passive Ooh, that comes with a heal. Dark One's Blessing. Nice. And that one lasts for 5 turns. This one lasts for 4 turns. No, that lasts for 3 turns. So raising the settlement completely gives it to you for 2 more turns. But we're going to enshroud it. What do we get? Mammoth Tamer. Okay. Those aren't too useful to us. -1 enemy leadership's alright. Let's get Norse Resilience for the casualty replenishment. And oh, it's actually gone up into a capital. Nice. So it was only while they held it. Hey, there we go. Temple of Kroll. Dedicated to the foul demon princess Kroll, all mother of the marshes and bogs, the sacrifices and worship offered at this temple empower her physical manifestation in this world. Okay. Tangled Swamps, Dark Fen, it's cautious, Fin Mismore, Fianna Fim. Where are the I'm not seeing the what's it called? They were listed in here somewhere. Yeah, the Fim death quests. Are they a unit which we could recruit still? Maybe it's left over. Killing Eye, Fim death quest. Boglar, Shells, Fim Warriors, Swamp. Death quest. Scouts, Followers, a bottle. Furies. Oh, there we go. Fim Death Quest. Feral Bog Beasts. Oh, maybe we don't get them through recruiting. Maybe they appear through something else. Maybe they appear like, Slayers? Because Slayers for the dwarves just kind of pop up over time. Greater heavy javelins. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Do I want this building or do I want to swap it with something else? I'll swap it for something else. What's this building I have over here give me? Right, yeah, that gives me the Furies and so on. Okay. Do they appear through this? I'll have to see. Okay. Let me see. What was that game which I was thinking of? It was... Quarantine. That's it. It was like driving through a city where everyone's like taking rage drugs. So everyone's cars are bristling with guns and you all driving around in hover cars. I think it got quite repetitive though, driving around the streets and completing jobs for people and so on and over again. Unfortunately, but Okay, we'll go over here. They might take the settlement from behind me. But if I take this, then I can go back and take this again if they march up from over there. What lords do I have, actually? Dirac nobles. Bogpipe player. This Fimir likes to play an instrument known to the mist demons as Bogpipe, melodious to the Fimir, but horrendously cacophonic to other races. Finchel player. This Dirac is a masterful player of Finchel, a board game popular among the Dirac with a multitude of different pieces of rules that are seemingly tedious and unintuitive to an outside observer, but requires keen intellect and quick cunning to win. Oh, it gives missile resistance increase. Like they need that. Campaign movement range plus 5%. What else do we have? Clan storyteller. Follower of Kroll. Ooh, enemy leadership reduction. Brolade Hecht wrestler. I like the usage of all these words. It's interesting seeing, like, I guess Celtic or maybe Welsh words here, but I hate it because I don't know how to pronounce them. Well, it could be Gaelic. Brolade Hecht. Form of wrestling popular with all castes where two Fimir will try to push one another outside of a sacred circle. The first to go out of the circle loses. Lissart. This Fimir has taken the demon prince Lissart the serpent, master of camouflage and cunning trickster, as their chosen patron deity. Barlow. And Dirac channeler. And then we've got Fimirac nobles. Minus 20% upkeep. Or Cruel Thrallmaster. Improve slaves. Okay. That one seems nice to have just for the upkeep reduction, but we're not really building Fimir units yet. We're still stuck on the with all the slaves. Okay, growth increase. Let's get slave labor. And on you, we'll get... How much corruption are we spreading? 3. I mean, if we spread more, it would be more beneficial to us. I don't know how all the lava would help with the bogtopuses, but our creatures are chaos. Okay. Oh, actually, trifling god. That is giving us a bonus, +2 leadership. We'll just auto-resolve that. And enshroud. There we go. Get that. Repair that. We get Orcsbane. Get a sword. You can get... What do these bonuses give? Okay, increase melee attack and weapon strength for Boglars and Shirls. Speed and charge for cavalry. Melee and weapon strength increase for Fim... Mistmores of Yana Fim. Armor, melee attack. Ammunition, missile strength. Melee attack and melee defense increase for Bog Octopus and Demonomaniacs. Rally, what about these ones? Armor, melee defense, physical resistance. Leadership, missile resistance, and weapon strength. Oh, that actually applies for shills, and this one does too. So you get 10% physical resistance for Fimir units and Boglars here. And then you get more missile resistance. At least for shill scouts. Oh, that's a ranged unit. But that would apply there anyway, so. Shill scouts, swamp demons, fin, mist maws, and fen beasts. Okay. Armor, ward save, weapon strength, and then fight or die. Which is quite a nice buff for 18 seconds. When do we get this? Level 8. Okay. What am I doing going through this tree? I mean, Ruination... I like the sound of it, but I don't know how much of a difference the attrition makes, because I usually just, if I can attack the settlement outright, I tend to do that rather than wait for attrition to set in. And the control, again, they're not going to sit around waiting for a rebellion to appear. And any penalties that low control has for an AI faction doesn't really mean too much. I guess the ambush success chance could be useful. Casualty replenishment rate, I mean, it's +4. We could probably get that from something else. Upkeep reduction, perhaps. Unit experience... 150, it's not that much. See here. Unit rank 1. Experience required for the next rank, 763. So that would be like over... 5 turns, 6 turns, they would get a level, which I guess is faster than nothing, but other heroes I think usually come with a training ability or something which you can get some experience from. I guess we'll get Soul Blight. We'll keep going through the spell tree. Okay, doesn't look like they moved up to attack Pahwaks. So we'll... get growth increase and upgrade that. And then from there... I mean, Swamp Town's our next one. What about these settlements down here? Floating Pyramid, the High Sentinels. And then we'd come into contact with Hunts Marshall's expedition. Who don't actually mind us, because we've been attacking the Greenskins. But then the further south I get, this is just a huge mess. I don't want to deal with that yet. Because you've got what's his name? Is it? No, hang on. That's not Rakarth. That's not Rakarth. Rakarth is I think a bit further south. Is he over here or is he somewhere else? But then you've got like Itza or the Skaven down here. Vampire captain guy over there. You've also got Bretonnians over here now too. Guess maybe we could go for Hexodal and Mazdamundi. Got these Norskins up here. Well, whatever. People anywhere are pretty much going to not like us much, so we'll just have to pick a direction and deal with it. Let's see. I mean, it looks like the Empire up there has their plate full for the moment. So we'll probably go and attack Swamp Town. That will give us the entire province. So that depends on what the greenskins down there are going to do. If they come up here, then I'm going to attack them. If I attack them, I don't know if Mazdamundi's friendly with them. I don't think he's too friendly with the Empire, but because they're attacking Norska and these ogres. Yeah, okay. So he's not really liking them. He's not allied with them. We also can't discount the fact that we get bonuses at sea. So I could take the sea lane all the way over to Cathay and set up over here or something if I wanted to. Actually, thinking of that, do I have... Because it said something about... Channel Mists. Okay, no, that's... Raiding Camp. There was something about a bonus we got to... Underworld sea travel time. -1, faction-wide. Oh, hang on. So this is a sea lane. But then there's the other ones which are like up here or somewhere, and they like link up this area with this area or something. That must be the underland sea path or whatever. Okay, I haven't actually used these before. It always seems like sending my lord off away from where they're most needed. Let's keep attacking the greenskins. Humans can wait. Or maybe they'll just get softened up by the other factions. Doesn't matter. They'll all be sacrifices to Kroll. All praise Kroll. I'm sure there was a character from Zork called Kroll or something. No, that might be Krill. I have a book up there about Zork. I've never read it. It's a very short one. I think it's some kind of like book role-playing game or something. Or like choose your own adventure book.
Not for all that's safe in the world.
Okay. Yeah, let's get some swamp demons. I actually have another one of those book RPG books up there. I mean, the sort of single player RPG books, which were more popular, I think, during the 80s. And maybe 70s than anything else. They would give you a page to like keep track of your inventory. And you go through the pages and it'll be like, oh, you're fighting a monster. Okay, roll such and such. Depending on what you roll, go to this page. I have one up there called Emerald Enchanter. Which says it's part of Combat Heroes 2. I think I tried to do it one time. But as someone who grew up playing video games, going to a book like that was, well, not too interesting at the time. I did like the Choose Your Own Adventure books, though. I have quite a few of those, of the Goosebumps one series. Okay. Right, yeah, okay, so we do seem to have Vanguard deployment when we're attacking in our,
Where's me master?
regions.
Chaos! Chaos God!
Yeah. Okay, there. You ogres, shells. I'm missing the dogs. They can go in there. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, they attacked me, so I don't get my demons yet. Oh. Oh, well. Do they have anti-large? They have these orcs with spears. Okay. Go and attack the savage orc boys. I don't actually need the armor piercing against these. These orcs have no armor.
Chaos God!
Get over here.
Right, Simon!
Oh wow, the Furies actually managed to break the Savage Orc Ball Boys. I was completely expecting them all to die. The, Furies, that is.
Chaos God! Ark!
Okay, turn around, go over there. Okay, hounds. Chase down the ones fleeing.
They're dead!
Okay, good. They didn't even lose a single fury from that attack. Wow. No, Kroll. Let your missile resistance protect you. Oh, they rally. Okay. Don't bother chasing them. Do you have regeneration? No.
Right, Simon! Yeah!
There you are. Okay. There's your little one. Sploosh.
Take it all! Meal time!
Come on, ogres. You gotta eat your greens. Okay, chase them down. The more we get, the more sacrifices there are. Wow, I didn't lose any of my Furies or my Moorhounds. That's amazing. Those units are pretty much just chuck about things and
Mark speaks!
keep them occupied, but see, can I see these a bit better now? I'm always looking at them like trying to find one which is easier to look at, but no, they really are just like a mouth on four legs. They don't really have a head. It's just a gaping maw. Slow them down. Yeah, go after them. And you can go after them. Okay, come on. No. Those orcs, not that. The other unit. Any faction which has units like the Dire Wolves or Norscan Warhounds or something like that, it's so much easier to chase fleeing units down. The Dire Wolf unit has a really quick attack animation, so it's really easy for them to just lunge and deal damage to fleeing units. Some units like cavalry doesn't have too much of a problem, but they tend to knock units over when they're fleeing, which means that they have to keep coming back to hit them, and they keep knocking them over. Whereas the dogs, they don't tend to knock units over, they just bite them and deal damage. Don't know if that's explaining it too well, but you'll see cavalry units, because of their mass, they knock the units they're attacking over, and while the enemy unit is on the ground, it might take some damage from the impact. But I don't think they can take further damage while they're on the ground until they get up, so... And enslave. More slaves. That was a lot. 1,300? Nice. Okay. Ooh, our lands actually do have like a mist over them. That's cool. Can we get bonuses in there for that? Swirling mist, here we go. Campaign movement range increase. Movement range decrease. Ambush success chance, -5 leadership for enemy armies. Vanguard deployment armies in region. Okay, cool. I am going to build here. The garrison building. And we'll get that. And we've got our swamp demons. Long-time servants and allies of the Fimir, swamp demons stalk through the waters, barely seen until they strike. What do they have? Low armor. 30, 20, poison attacks, magical attacks. 56 weapon strength with 14 armor piercing. Good charge bonus. They're demonic, so they won't break. They cause fear. 25 missile resistance, 20% physical resistance. Vanguard deployment. Though that might be just because we're in our territory. Yeah, get itchy nuisance and evasion. And you can get Mother of 1,000 Young. So you can get that power recharge and heal per seconds up. And then you can get... what's Constrict here provide? Damage over time. Damage per second. 44 to 88 points of damage. That's a fair amount. It's more than Kiss of the Deep by, like, 4 times. Quite a bit more than 4 times. I was looking at the largest number there. 16 to 44. Is that like Skarsnik's Death Juice? And I like to get Broodmother because it gives the hatchlings. Duration is 10 seconds, cooldown is 160 seconds. It would provide 2 free units. And it just outright kills a unit nearby. Yeah, I think I'll get Broodmother. Let me have a look. So what was I saying? It was, Skarsnik. Greenskins. Skarsnik. Oh, he's just got poison there. He doesn't have his, death juice. Okay. I think it's an upgrade he can get, but... never mind. Let's see. Right there. So we can go and attack the floating pyramid, or we can attack you, Griebit's bootlicker. How are we going for time? Okay. Well, I think, because I want to have a look at the demons, but another battle will take a while. We'll save it there, and we'll continue with this next time. Pretty good start to the campaign so far. I can see certainly that larger challenges are going to come after we deal with this initial situation. If I can get rid of those greenskins, we'll be able to focus our attentions north, because I would like to get territory at least up to where Exotal is under our control. Those Norskins in particular I'd like to deal with. They could be quite troublesome, but then the greater battles are going to be to the south because of all the lizardmen there. Though I'd also, at some point, like to try and take the Maelstrom, because it seems like a thematic target for us. Being some kind of ancient demonic octopus. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll thank you very much for joining. I hope you join me again next time.